And now I'm terrified. And I write Andreas and I say, I have no one to talk to. I can't walk into the church. All my friends are Scientologists. If I leave, I'm going to lose every person I know. And my husband of 27 years, I don't know if my soul can take it. And I send it to him. And I say, and I'm begging you not to tell anybody who I am. Because Osa's only 10 minutes away from me. They're here in Hollywood, right? And he says, he sends me back and he says, Dear Magoo, I'm crying reading your email. I'm really sorry you're having to go through this, but I have to ask you this question. What kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind? Right? And that was it. The Truman Show cracked open. I probably cried for 2 more years. I mean, I was like so floored. I mean, I cried for 4 hours, and then I finally said, I announced it on the internet. Magoo left the building. And I just announced it. I said, Andreas, I gotta go. My friends in Clearwater at the time had a center, and they were helping people get out or wake up or do whatever they could do. And before I say anything more, I want to say Mark Bunker has a lot of really cool videos that he has here today that you can get and buy that have a lot of this information on it and great videos. So I don't forget that. But he was in Florida with these people at the time. And Bob Minton, who was working there, said, don't worry, we'll send you a ticket. Because Stacy, the person that was running it, said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm like so confused. I don't know what to do. And she said, do you want to just come here and rest for a week? And I said, okay. So Bob says, okay, we'll send you a ticket. Just go to LAX. Now, this is all confidential. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows this, right? So I get a van. I call the van. They say, okay, we'll be there tomorrow at 8:30. They don't show. I call every van in the yellow pages. They're all booked. Now, I don't know if Scientology did that or not, but it was pretty weird. And I can't call my friends and say I'm leaving Scientology, right? So I'm screwed. So anyway, finally, I'm just like, I'm making it to the airport. So I get to the airport. I walk into the terminal, and the plane has been canceled. Okay, now that's weird enough. And Stacy had said, bring a cell phone. And I said, oh, Stacy, you're exaggerating. You know, I'm like so in the blue on this thing. I have no clue how bad Scientology is at this time. I'm just against David Miscavige, and I'm leaving. So she says, bring a cell phone. So all of a sudden, the vice president of the Church of Scientology, Janet Weiland, walks up to me and says, Tori, what do you think you're doing? You are not going to Clearwater. She says, we know where you're going. You're not going to see those people. And I'm floored. I'm like, how do you know I'm here? How do you know where I'm going? Get back. And I get on the cell phone, and I go, Stacy, she's here. And she goes, stay on the phone. Because she was at the top of the Church of Scientology, one of the executives, so she knows all this stuff. She goes, we know this drill. Don't set down the phone no matter what you do. We're walking you through this. You're getting on that plane. So I'm on the phone. Now the vice president's carrying my luggage because I have to get on I have to get on a van to go to another terminal. So she's carrying it. This is a true story. I get on. It's so embarrassing. I'm trying to find coins or whatever to get on this thing. And I say, look, I'm really sorry. I apologize for this. I'm escaping from a cult, and she's the vice president, and she won't leave me alone. Now, you'd think somebody at that point would go, all right, enough. You know, this is really bad PR. But no, she had to get all the information, right? I didn't know that. So she follows me all around. She won't leave me. She's writing down the whole schedule like she's my sister. She's right next to me, right? So I get on the plane. Finally, Bob said, that's it. You know, because I said, she's right here. He goes, I'm getting you a first-class ticket. You can go into a special thing. She can't get there. So I get in there. I get into the plane, and I'm like, oh, what a mess. You know, I've been up for like 48 hours. I'm like, I just can't believe this is going on. This is my church, right? You know, this is unbelievable. But it's okay. I'm out of here. I'm going to see my friends. We'll see what happens. So now, you got to hang on because I got to finish it. Now, I get to Chicago to change planes, and my husband walks up in the airport. Tori, what are you doing? What are you thinking of? And I'm like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I just happened to be in the airport. And I'm like, yeah, right. That just happened. So all of a sudden, that doesn't work. It doesn't fly. He wants me to go out in the woods and take a vacation, which is their thing where they'll lock me up I know they're going to lock me up in a cabin and do weird things to me until I snap. But he doesn't know that. He was born in Scientology. So I know he doesn't know. He doesn't know about the secret mafia. He didn't know all the stuff I did because remember I promised I wouldn't tell. So I'm like, this is horrible. So I said, just get away from me. I'm going to see these people, and then we'll talk when I get back. Okay, so that happens. Then Office of Special Affairs shows up with a stack of papers you have to read, Tori, while you're on the plane, right? I'm like, I thought you just showed up here. Now OSA's here, right? So I get on the plane. I think, okay, I know the drill with Clearwater. They only go until midnight, so I'm fine. The plane arrives at 1:45. Wrong. There's like 8,000 people. Not really, but there's like 25 people there. My best friend jumping up and down. Tory, you got to talk to me. So it's the Scientologists, the Office of Special Affairs, the police, and Stacy, Jesse, and Bob Minton are there. They're my new friends that are the big bad SPs. And the cops say, we can't decide. She has to decide. She has to make up her mind. Because they had called the police and said, she's leaving a cult. They may try to snag her. Come help her. So I talked to my friend for two minutes. She says, I'm best friends with David Miscavige. I can get anything to him tonight. And I said, you know what? I picked them. And that was it. I could go on and on and on, but they ended up, I was out. I wasn't going to speak out. I had told Stacy, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to do videos. I'm not going to do anything. But with the amount of fair game they have done with me, I am speaking out. I know 5 children who have killed themselves. Each of them either wanted out of Scientology or they had one parent in, one parent out, and their thing of disconnection, where if you leave Scientology and you speak out, everyone disconnects from you. And I think the last child that did it was my son's best friend, and I promised him, I said, you're not going to die for nothing. And I was in Scientology at the time, but I think about him all the time, and I think, I speak out for the young kids because I want them to know if you want to get into it, you can get into it, but you should know what you're getting into. Study both sides. Read their side, read the other side, and then make up your own mind. But at least then you're educated. Come to the Skeptic Society, right? Meet you people. You know what I mean? So there you go. I'm sorry it took too long. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So it was okay? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. I'm going to cry. Don't make me cry. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of all you guys. It's like you saved me. You did. The critics truly gave me a new life, and thank you. I mean, you're welcome. Thank you.
We'll allow a few questions here. Okay, so maybe 10 minutes worth of questions. So I'm not sure how to pick people here, but I saw a hand over here kind of go up relatively fast, so we'll start with him. We won't get to them all, but we'll do the best we can.
Thanks so much, Tory.
You're
I'm
welcome.
a full-time investigator, violent crimes against children covered up by law enforcement, which involves mind control. Now, I haven't really studied Scientology, but I understand
Step right in.
a few key things. I understand the process church, or Church of the Process, started in Europe, came to America, and their job was to kill former Scientologists. Would you address that issue?
I have no idea on that.
Okay. It's in a book called Ultimate Evil by Terry Morey.
Okay.
Number 2, I understand that they sued CAN, the Cult Awareness
I was
Network.
part of that.
Part of the lawsuit?
I was one of the people that they tricked into signing the thing so that CAN was the Cult Awareness Network, who were like people exposing what was going on in mind control groups. Scientology bankrupted them and took them. So now they announced they are CAN. So when you call the Cult Awareness Network, it's really the Church of Scientology. How bad is that? And I was part of that.
And Scientology confiscated all of CAN's records, which were exposing the cults.
Right. As far as I know, I wasn't in on all the details. I just signed my name to it.
Right. And so how do they get these judges to make these awards, which are so contrary to logic?
Thank you. I wish I could speak for the judges, but I cannot. One thing they do, remember I talked about fair game. You can lie, cheat, steal, destroy someone utterly. They are big. They have a huge investigation department that will just spend months and months and months, years if they have to, gathering little pieces of information until they have enough dirt on you where they go, you know what, we know X, Y, and Z about you, pal, and you're either on our side or you're out of here. And people, you know how it is, they find out your secret, you're like, all right, that's the only thing I can think of. I haven't been in on them talking to judges, but I know they do that, where they do the investigation.